Hi, welcome back. If you have already heard the last episode that I posted, I don't think I should be calling it an episode actually, but it is just me speaking my heart out in a way. And I think I would like to call it more of a journaling experience because I hate writing because that's too much efforting. I think speaking is something way effortless and I really prefer it more than writing down stuff because again if I write down stuff it's gonna be vanished in few days because I usually forget where I've kept my books. It's much better for me to just record my audio and post it online because when it's like YouTube is a video library, it's gonna be here forever if unless I delete it or YouTube itself decides to just remove my video from here, which I think is not going to be a problem for me because I don't speak any bad thing is what I'm assuming. What I'm going to be talking about right now is actually emotional dependency, which I have noticed that I get too much emotionally dependent on people. And I think as much as I'm growing, the further more I go, I start getting more attached, and then suddenly all of my mood or my emotional reactions certainly starts pretty much depending on the other person, and it is a very terrible thing, to be very honest. If you have experienced this ever, maybe in a relationship, in a friendship, or it could be with your family as well, because people who really care, like suppose if you care about anyone else, I think you really care about their behavior towards you and their action towards you, their words towards you. And I think that is why you get, like, you always seek the validation from the people that you think are important in your life, that you give the importance to. When I was in high school, I used to have a major crush on someone, and I think it all started from there for me personally, when I started seeking for attention from this particular person, that like talking to this one person will make me a lot happier than anything else in the world. And so that is in a way emotional dependency, that I was getting emotionally dependent on one person that I should not be doing, and whole happiness of mine depends in that one person's reaction towards me and that person's actions towards me. And again, like that I was just 15 years old during that time, but I think as the time have passed and I'm like now 20, so it's been 5 years to that, and now being 20 years old, I think instead of improving that thing and not certainly getting affected by just one person's thoughts towards me, I have become more vulnerable to this. If you can hear all the air, because I'm sitting outside again in the same place where I was in the last audio that I recorded, and it's very windy here, but it's so beautiful. So I was saying that as I'm growing, I think I have become more and more vulnerable towards people. I think every time I open my mouth on the internet, I feel like I'm exposing myself, and I don't know how much right and how much wrong it is in a way, but it's I feel safe that all the people that are listening to me maybe are the good ones, maybe are the ones that I know, and that is why I think I'm very comfortable speaking about it. If there is someone who listens to me and they like do not know me personally, then I don't know what the reaction might be. You might just judge me on the basis of the things that I'm saying, but that's also alright because I'm the one who's putting out things, right? Anyways, so I was talking about how vulnerable I have become over the time. Instead of, I think what happens with people is because after any traumatic or bad experience, people really tend to close themselves, and you don't want to open up to other people. But I think what has happened with me is, because I think, as I already mentioned in the last one, that I'm very optimistic about things, and because of that I really think that things are going to be great, things are going to be better at some point of time, and that's why I always want to give chance to things. This never happens with me that because of some bad experience that has happened with me at some point of my life, that I'll close myself and I'll just lock up the opportunities, which I think is a great thing I do. And I think anyone who's going through anything like that, so suppose you had a bad experience in your past with someone, with some particular person, or with some particular thing, that doesn't mean that you should just stop trying, because it can happen anytime. Possibilities are endless. and I really mean it when I say that. Talking about how I get attached, I think when I talk about emotional dependencies, or it also comes under attachment issues. There are several types of attachment issues. Me and my best friend, I think we talk a lot about attachment issues. Even in the initial phases of our friendship, I was very detached. Like, I just wanted to detach. I don't know, for some reason. I think it might be very contradictory to what I just said earlier, that I, like, past experience did not really affect me and I do not try to close myself. But I think it was different in a way, because I was trying to maybe protect myself, and I have just made this habit of mine. I think because of the past experiences and of the trust issues, I do not really want to open up to people, because I feel like it is just very stupid, but I feel like if I get attached to someone and if the other person doesn't, and if the other person doesn't really cooperate, so I think it's gonna be very bad for me. I'll be in a very bad image at that point, because not because I'll feel like I have some low self-esteem or something, but I think it will suck at the end of the day. It is really like one-sided relationship, like, or maybe one-sided love, and it's all one-sided, like that you are the one who's attached and the other person's not. And that is why I also experience that maybe I'm the one who gets detached very easily. So I think this is why what I usually used to do, and maybe I still do, is when I start noticing that someone's getting too close to me, I think I try to detach myself, because I really don't want to go through all of that, because I really hate losing people that I care about. So once I start caring about you, there is no way I want to lose you. Like, if you become a very major part of my life, like, I will try my best. I really do not give up on things very easily. Again, it all comes from the optimism that I have. And that is why, again, coming back to the emotional dependency part, is because I've noticed this. Whenever I get attached to someone, I think my whole mood depends on one person, which really sucks, actually. I should not be doing that. And I think I am gradually improving myself. Like, suppose if you're in a relationship and all you care about the other person because you're simping so bad. So what happens is, if the other person's not talking to you, or maybe is rude to you, your whole mood in a way gets ruined, I would say. So, like, maybe you feel like that, all you need is validation from that one person. So, like, you need that one person to talk to and communicate. But I think it never always happens. I have seen it happen a lot of time, where two people with very contradictory personalities are together, and then it is like one person is there which is very emotionally available all the time, and then the other person is emotionally unavailable. So there is a conflict. This arises conflicts, definitely, and that is why then there are misunderstandings, because I'm not saying that the other person does not care about the person who is emotionally available, but maybe their way of showing affection might be slightly different than others. And that is why, but like, I think it's really important for us to understand that if you are the one in any sort of relationship, friendship, where you think that you are the one who's emotionally unavailable and you're not that expressive, but it might come out as that it's just a personality type. But I also think that you absolutely need to show affection towards the other person, because if they're too much dependent on you, and also on the other hand, if you are someone who's too much dependent on someone, I don't know, like, I really have no advice for you, because if I would have had advice for you, I think I would have applied it on myself. But I'm gradually doing that. I think this usually happens in relationships which are that not that serious. Because people are busy nowadays, because everyone have their own lives, and it's not just nowadays. I think it always have been like that. But if you're not in a sort of official relationships, or maybe a friendship where you can't talk every day, so it is all about how much invested you are in the other person. And if you're too much, then you're just too much emotionally dependent, and the other person doesn't really give a fuck about it, because all they care about is themselves. I have seen a lot of reels where right now I think everyone's heartbroken for some reason, and people all talk about is like, you text someone like good night and good morning every day, and the other person doesn't reply to you, and they sleep, and they don't really care if you're mad at them and if you want to communicate about something. I think communication is the biggest factor in anything. If you talk about even business, or you talk about commercial activities, you talk about anything, like be it anything in practical life, it is very important, because if you can't communicate, if you can't, like, express yourself to the other person, I don't think anything's gonna work for you. Be it you can be absolutely intelligent. And also, one thing that I've noticed is it doesn't matter how academically intelligent you are, how intellectual you are, how high your IQ is, you can still be emotionally dumb. And I have seen a lot of people like that. A lot of people who have cracked the, toughest of exams, and they're very great at academics, they're doing great in their life as well, in the terms of education and in the terms of other factors. But when it comes to their friendships, when it comes to, building relationships with people and connecting to them, it sucks for them. They can't do that. And maybe this could be a personality trait, but I also think that this could be at a lot level, can be fixed and can be changed if you try, maybe. I think when I was in school, I was a very introverted kid, and I was very much detached from the reality. I would say I really never wanted to make friends. What I have become right now is actually too much different than what I was in school, which is surprising to my parents as well. Actually, like, it is surprising to my friends, definitely. So I don't know what the fuck was I talking about, and now I'm here. This always happens with me. If I talk about personal experience of me getting, like, this is crazy. I have this one story of, basically, there was this friend of mine, and since I'm 20, I think I can legally say that I was in a situationship. So, and we used to talk every day, and I think, I don't know how to say that, in a more, better way, but it was like I was being very detached during that time, and it was not official. It was just sort of a fling for me, I guess. And it was only happening because maybe the circumstances in which we met is because the other person was into someone else, and I was not into them, but they were into someone else, and they constantly used to rant about it to me. And then gradually the other person's interest faded away in that person that they used to like, and then and then we started talking. So we used to talk a lot, like we used to talk every day, and like we also met a lot of times, but it was like, because we used to live at a distance, so it was not possible for us to meet every day. So we have met like 5-6 times, and then after that I realized this all was happening around 2021, and then it lasted till, I think, 3-4 months, where we eventually met like at least 5 times. And then after that, we completely stopped talking for some reason. I have no idea. Maybe she was preparing for NEET or something. And then we completely stopped talking. We cut each other off. And then I think I remembered her in 2022 for out of nowhere. It just came to my mind that, damn, like, she exists. And I think I texted her, and she had deactivated her accounts on social media. And also she had changed the number or something because she went somewhere else. So the fact that I completely forgot about her existence was crazy for me, actually. Like, I really couldn't remember. I really had forgotten that, like, when I went on we used to talk a lot on our Discord. When I went on my Discord and I checked the messages, it was like crazy, because we had talked so much. It was just so much we had talked. There were like thousands of messages. We used to talk every day. But I couldn't remember a single bit of it. I had no memory of talking to her at all, which was extremely crazy for me. I really do not remember how that happened. And it is not just that, I guess. When I was in my social butterfly era, I used to talk to a lot of people, and I really don't remember. And I think that is what happens when you are engaged in more than one person's interest. So you really don't remember. But I mean, things have changed significantly. Right now, I have become more and more reserved, I guess, to a very certain group of people that I talk to, and I really do not have energy to talk to a lot of people. I think the gradual shift was not even gradual, actually. It was just a very, very, in a snap of time. Since in the lockdown, I was very introverted before that, and I never used to talk to anyone, and then the lockdown hits, I start talking to a lot of people because I came back to my hometown, and then because I had no, like, I had no worries about my school. So I was like, fuck it. Now I have plenty of time. So like, and everything was online. And then after that, again, I became so social butterfly from like my 16 to like 19, I guess. And then after 19 again, when I turned 20, everything just slowed down for me. And right now I'm very, very reserved, relaxed, and I do not want to hassle, talk to a lot of people. Neither do I want to go out and make a lot of friends. I think I'm very happy with the friends that I already have. And it's very exhausting for me. How much time has it been? I mean, the last video that I posted, I think it was seen like, right now, as I just checked it actually just like a few seconds back, and I think it's some 67 views in it. So to be very honest, it's like 24 minutes of video, like an audio, and it has no visuals whatsoever. So it's just a blank screen with a thumbnail. And the fact that even if 67 times, if it's been watched 67 times, I think that's a lot, because I wouldn't, even I don't listen to my videos actually after I post them. So like, if there are 67 people listening to the video, I think that's a lot, because for 23 minutes, if you're investing your time in listening to something which is absolutely blank, I love you guys. But yeah, I mean, I'm very grateful. I think if you're watching that video, please do comment in that as well, actually. Like, so that I'll get to know. There's this one person who commented on my video, I think it's Shubham. Like, he commented a lot of things. Thank you so much for that. Like, I think he just commented like 3 comments, and I think he really did listen to the whole video and they summarized all of that things from that. So yeah, very grateful for everyone who listens to me. Even if there are like 100, if I get constantly 100 views on every video of mine, I think I'm still gonna be posting that, because all I want is to be journaling my thoughts every day, and I post it there, because I think every single day when I wake up in the morning, I have something very mind blowing, like anything. It could be anything, like any sort of weird dream, and then I really want to record them so that I don't forget them in future. Maybe, I think whatever right now I'm doing is only for the sake of memories, because like when I grow old, maybe one day me and my kids and my family, everyone sitting together, and then we go on YouTube and we play this one video and then we laugh on it, that how I was when I was in my 20s. It's great, but the problem is that I can't really document myself with video every day, and it is because I hate editing, and I just can't, like, if you're doing it in video, so there are obviously a lot of interruptions, because right now I live with my family. So even if I'm recording in my room, I tend to like lay down a lot of times, and then even if I'm recording it right now, I'm sitting on my swing. So like I just keep going, back and forth. So it is very hard for me to record in video format. So audio is just very convenient for me. And that is why I also had a podcast. I think I might just stop uploading on my Spotify and Amazon Music. And it's because I think it's much more easy for me to upload it here, because there are a lot of process that you have to do if you want to upload it on like, actual audio platforms. But YouTube is just so much effortless. And I was talking about emotional dependency, and then I'm talking about shit right now. Alright, that is it for today. Thank you for listening. If you have heard it, like the whole podcast, like this whole episode, then yeah, I love you. Bye.